Hey everybody, welcome back. This is another amazing episode of Wake Up America. I've pretty much unlisted every other one of them, for safety reasons, because we're clearly not living in the US anymore and nobody told us. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing fabulicious. So much stuff. I feel like so many messages. I don't even know if I can keep up with the messages. There's so many messages. Like every freaking minute of the day is a freaking message. Like a message that I cannot handle. You know what I mean? So I where do I begin? I I've come to the conclusion that whatever's on my head, whatever this alien device thing is most likely linked to a form of trafficking. I mean, I think I've come to that kind of a conclusion. So I was like, I guess I gotta report this again. And so I felt guided to follow what my browser is telling me to do. It's telling me where to report this to, Homeland Security. This all looks good, right? So I got to call ICE. All right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm calling ICE and getting ready to report this human trafficking device on my freaking head, right? So I get to ICE, I get to a very nice recording. I mean, I'm sure not many of you have ever called ICE before. I mean, so I've never called them. I never called them. I never called their trafficking hotline. But it was very surprising to me, actually, when I called it, because the they said some interesting things, okay, about where to go to place your tips, okay? And then they spelt out some very interesting names, okay? So when they went into their address, okay, they specifically were spelling it out like A is for apple, B is for boy. And so they kept saying, just go to our website at I is in India. And they started going through the line. And when they got to gov, they were like G as in golf, O as in Oscar, V as in Victor. And I was like, wait, are we talking about groups or divisions here? As in, are we talking golf? Okay. Okay. This has come up for me before. Okay. I remember specifically being harassed by a male on this device. And I kept seeing Callahan. I kept seeing a golf named Callahan over and over. I kept seeing these golf shoes in this golf bag, Callahan. And so it was weird that that's what they were saying in the description. Like, make sure you go to ice.gov, G as in golf, O as in Oscar. Okay, that's Hollywood. Hollywood. Like, don't forget the I. I is for India. Who did work in India? Who did work in India, guys? Who did the largest technology work in India that is being exposed right now, okay, all over Instagram? It's our good friend at Microsoft. We all know him. Good friends with Epstein. That would be Bill. Bill, not Clinton. Gates. That's Gates. And I was like, what are they telling me here exactly? Like, what are they spelling out here for me exactly? I don't know. Feels a little weird. I don't know. I felt like it feels a little strange, actually. So I hung up on them, as it indicates. And I was like, do I go forward with the tip, submission? Do I go forward and say that I'm a victim of trafficking? Because I feel like somehow this is going to come back at me. Like, I feel like somehow this is going to backfire. That's my vibe right now around ICE. Now, I know during the Trump presidency, ICE it feels like ICE was infiltrated, okay? There was a big mess at the border, and the irony is now they're talking about all the caravans of people and the mess at the border. And it's like, I remember that so specifically during another presidency, and I remember just the violence that was associated with it and all of this negative stuff. But now it's all about Biden and the caravan of people and the stuff going on at the border. Well, who's at the border? Who's at the fucking border? Is it Trump's ICE that's at the freaking border right now? Because I just want to know. I want to know what's going on there. And everything about that phone call just was like such a red flag to me. You know what I mean? Like everything just felt like such a red flag. So then I was like, okay, this is interesting. So today I was just trying to go throughout my day and I couldn't help but just laugh. I'm just like, India, golf, Oscar. Like, I mean, it's just like playing over in my head. Like, I'm like, this is a fucking joke, right? This is a fucking joke. Oscar. Okay, yeah. So I can't help but think about my post to Scientology, about the Scientology connection yesterday, which I am not even the one that unveiled. I didn't unveil it. I repeated it. It was unveiled on another YouTube channel, but I'm the one that's trying to piecemeal this crap together through my spirit guides, my spirit team, to try to figure out what the F is going on with me and the world. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. And it just feels like everything has been infiltrated in some degree. And so I was thinking today about the celebrities and I was kind of going through them. Now, there's just a lot of weird synchronicities with my life and I can't figure this part out. Okay. Now the bot voice in my ear keeps trying to tell me that there's a reason that all this stuff has happened to me. I don't really understand the bot voice. I don't really understand what the fuck they're talking about. I don't really understand, but I would have to agree that I have been placed in very odd situations around. Somehow I'm around everything. Like I'm like the girl that's around everything that nobody knows. Like I'm like, you never heard of me, but I'm around everything. Like, it's like, oh, I was around that. Or yeah, I did that. Like I'm around it, but nobody knows who the F I am. So I could say that very, very confidently. I am definitely weird place, like at the right time all the time. Like why am I around these things? Like, I don't know. Like I could say that for my entire life. I can confidently look back at my entire freaking life and just be like, yeah, why do I know that? Why was I there? Why did this happen to me? Kind of a thing. But that keeps coming up for me over and over again, like this repetition. In LA, I was around certain people and it was like I was always around these people. And it's like, why was I around all these people at this time? Like, why was I around these certain circumstances and situations? Like, and anyways, so this is something I'm going through right now. But Hollywood is obviously coming up really strong and celebrities are coming up really, really strong right now. And there's a part of me that feels like they've all been bought in some kind of a way. Okay. So there's like a thread of trafficking, coming through. And I don't even know where to go. Like, honestly, because this is so broad and it's so big, but it's like how my spirit team is showing it to me. It's kind of obvious at the same point. Like, it's like, Utah. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Utah is coming up. Utah, welcome to Utah. Utah, you are coming up really, really strong. Okay, so there's something weird with Utah. All right, so let's just put it on the map. I had a dream. I was in Utah about 2 weeks ago, and it was an odd dream. Somebody was looking for me, and I was hiding out in a house somewhere in the middle of Utah. That's a weird dream for me. That makes no sense. Why would I be in Utah? Okay, so let me just go back to this. All right. Let's go back to, we're going to rewind here and this is going to get ugly. And this is part of my attack. I'm almost convinced that this specific story is a part of this attack on my head. They're one of the groups and I've talked about it as my attack. Brian Laundrie. Okay. No one wants to talk about this. No one wants to talk about the freaking elephant in the room of Brian Laundrie. Who was the girl that fucking was doing all the readings on him and was finding all this information out? I can tell you right now, if you guys have been following me since I did the Brian Laundrie videos, okay, That stuff has come back around. Everything I read on has come up. It has come up in my life and has come up in the world. Okay. Where was the freaking Gabby Petito infiltration done on camera? Where was it? What state was that? Utah. Freaking Utah, right? Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember what happened? She was startled. She was crying. She was a mess. What happened? They were pulled over by state troopers. Where is he from? Where is Brian Laundrie from? Does anybody know? What town is that guy from? He's from Florida. He is from Florida, okay? Florida. If you guys remember any, I had to take down all those readings because I felt that I was being attacked by his people, okay? And I was afraid. Now I'm like, why? Why was I afraid? Why was I afraid? Because there was information in there that was probably so freaking close to home, just like every single one of my other readings, that I should have just left on my goddamn channel, okay? So with Florida, okay, and his association to Florida, someone was saying that his mother worked for the DA. Okay, that was something that was coming up around that time. All right. Now, there's just a lot of weird things about the whole situation with that cat. Okay. What I was getting with him was that he was alive, and I was getting military ships. I was getting POW, prisoner of war. I was seeing him on boats. Okay. That's trafficking. That is trafficking. Where did he meet Gabby? Where did he meet Gabby? What's the correlation to Utah? Okay. Why was I having dreams of Brian Laundrie alive talking to me in my freaking dreams? Why? People have been trying to shut me the fuck up for 2 years now. Longer than that. They've threatened my life every freaking day. And it goes from freaking Florida to freaking Hollywood to freaking Manhattan, okay? And it just keeps going around in circles. And here we are, we're on this trolley train of shit, okay? And nobody's talking and nobody's doing anything. They're covering up. And the fear eats you alive. It eats you alive inside so much that you forget what actually happened. You forget the truth. You forget what even happened in the first place. It was definitely, my attack is definitely connected to Brian Laundrie. Hands down. I know it. He is one of the 3 groups. But I do know another thing, that trafficking is connected to the world. Trafficking is global. Trafficking. How is he getting hidden so easily? How? Why did I see a POW flag? Why do I often say in my ear, I'm a POW, help me, I am a POW, help me. Trafficking is connected to our military. Why was I seeing military ships with Brian Laundrie? Zanzibar. Why was I getting Zanzibar? Is Brian Laundrie alive? Is Brian Laundrie freaking alive? Was Gabby Petito a sacrifice for a cult? I didn't mean to even say this right now, guys. I didn't even mean to come on. I did not mean to come on and talk about it. Where is Gabby Petito from? Long Island. What the fuck happened to Gabby Petito? Honestly, I feel like I'm screaming for her right now. I'm screaming for the world right now. I'm screaming for myself. I'm screaming for my life because I'm on these same fucking boats. I'm around the world. I'm being trafficked. And I go to ICE to freaking report it, and they say G as in golf. O as in Oscar. Hollywood. V as in Victor. Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is going on? What did Gabby's father know? Yeah, that's where I want to go next. Was he connected to 9/11 in any way? Did he know firefighters in New York, Manhattan? What the fuck happened? What happened? I want to know the fucking truth. And I'm so sorry. I'm flipping out right now. I'm so sorry. But there are fucking lies after lies after lies. And now we're paying for it. We're freaking paying for it. We are the ones that don't get justice. for what happened? Nothing. And it's all connected. It's right in front of our freaking face. It's right in front of our freaking face. And why Utah? Why Utah? What's going on in Utah, guys? Talk about it. What is going on in Utah? There's a church that just beat out Bill Gates out of land, sacred land with stuff underneath it. What's the name of the church? What's the name of the church? Connected to all the celebrities. What's the church? What's the church? Right? Is it the Mormon church? Who is in the Mormon church? Who are the celebrities? Go to them. Go to the fucking celebrities. Who are they? Who are they? I don't want to be obvious, but one of them was in my dream a lot, actually. He's been in my dreams a lot for the last several years. I didn't know why. I didn't freaking know why. But I just think that there's a tie-in to all of it, and it's all connected. It's happening right in front of us. We are being trafficked in plain sight, guys, in plain sight. I keep getting links to Manhattan with trafficking. I keep getting it. I keep getting these links. I said something because I did a reading on Tiffany's. I thought it was weird that it went on fire. So what? So what if I thought it was fucking weird? I thought it was weird. That's the second fire in Manhattan that just happened. I thought it was strange. So I did a reading on it, you know, and then it took me to Macy's. And after that, oh my God, shit fucking hit the fan, man. I had freaking dudes in my dreams. I'm getting attacked. They're trying to kill me. I didn't even know what I did. I did a reading on Tiffany's. What is Tiffany's? There's a lock and a key at Tiffany's. What is Tiffany's symbolize? A lock and a key. What is Tiffany's? What is Tiffany's? I don't even know. I don't want to even spell it out anymore because it's everywhere. It's freaking everywhere. Everywhere. It is somewhere. And then it's right there with all the networks, right? What was I talking about yesterday? Oprah, Scientology. What the hell happened to our country, dude? And this has been happening for a long freaking time, okay? In the Tiffany's reading, I got Macy's, came up real strong. Macy's. Guess who was in my freaking third grade class? A Macy! Who did I know? A fucking Macy! I knew a Macy. I went to school with a Macy. I was around the Macy's. I was at all their family events. I was at their family. Was I trafficked when I was a little girl and I didn't know it? These are the things I want to know. These are the things I want to know. But now, oh my God. Now I've crossed over. I've crossed the line. I've crossed into another land, okay? I've crossed into the land of you're not who you think you are anymore. That's the land I'm in, okay? I have people telling me I'm not who I think, and there's all kinds of things going on. I don't really know. I had an apparition of a man come into my energy field, and on his sexy ass back, I saw 3 triangles. What group has triangles on them? What group is symbolized by a triangle? I was visited by a man with triangles on his back, and this shit's fucking trippy, dude. This shit's trippy. And they don't want us to talk about it. We can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. You can't talk about any of it. Why? So you can destroy our lives in silence? Why? Why can't I talk about it? Why can't I talk about it? It's a constitutional right. Why can't I freaking talk about it? And now I feel like I've just crossed into the land of like the biggest shitstorm alive. Like, I don't even know where I'm in another land. I'm in another land. I exited this land and went into another land of shitstormy. And I don't even know how to get out of that land. Like, I don't even know how I got into the land. Because I'm a victim. I'm a freaking victim of everything. Like, I'm the victim. But like, somehow I'm in this crazy place. And I can't help but think that this somehow ties into past lives. But like, are we, as we are ascending, do secret societies exist anymore? You go to 4D. Does a secret society exist in the 4D? Can it exist in the 4D? Can they protect you in the 4D? Is it even possible for secrets to exist in the 4D anymore? You know, it's like no one's protected. No one's protected. What, Elizabeth April just, had done, I guess, a front for her video that said that was Matthew Perry an Illuminati sacrifice. I think that's what she had put on the thing. When I read on him, he felt connected to very similar things. Manhattan was coming up for him, and I was getting children. Okay. Do I don't know. Like with him, it's like, so what? So he was quiet, and then he still got sacrificed. So he was quiet. He didn't say anything, and he still got sacrificed. So everybody who's quiet does what they're told. They still get sacrificed, right? Isn't that the story over and over again? So why would you stay quiet? Why? What's protecting you? There's nothing protecting him. What's protecting you? What's protecting anybody? Nobody has protection. You don't have protection in the secret society. No one has freaking protection. Nobody is protected. Nobody's protected. No one's protected on the side of Satan. Nobody's protected on the side of Satan. Satan takes. He's a taker. He takes. So you can't be protected. There's no way. It's impossible. It's an illusion. It's an idea. Okay, well, we could buy you opportunities of what? Of ownership, of being owned? Of being owned? We will find you your perfect soulmate, so then we own you, and then if you fuck up, we'll take the soulmate away from you. I mean, that's what it feels like with these groups. That's what it feels like they do. So I don't really understand, where this is going. And I just feel like there is something shifting right now with these secret societies, because the secrets are not staying anymore. The secrets are all coming to the light. Everything is coming to the light now. And I just don't know, with the shift and the rise of energies, I mean, we really are in this major holy war now. We are in this holy war, and it's happening in every day. It's happening every day, every single day. But I watched the movie Encanto today, which is Disney movie. Okay. Now we know about the riff in Disney with Desant, whatever you guys call him. Okay. Big rift between Disney and him, right? Big rift between Trump and Disney, right? Well, I've been talking a lot about Disney and a lot about their movies. Okay. And there are a lot of stuff in their movies that are, if you really pay attention, there's a lot of stuff in those movies. I watched Encanto today, and, oh my God, guys, new eyes, fresh eyes. I had new eyes watching Encanto, and I couldn't believe. So the main girl, okay, the main girl, she's the problem the whole movie. She's the problem because she doesn't have a gift. She's the problem, okay? That's the main thing. And I always get told that I'm the problem in my ear. You're the problem. You're the problem. You're everybody's problem. That's what I get told all the time. You're the problem. You're the problem. And that's what they tell her the entire movie. And so I go, oh my God, this is programming. They're programming it so that the light workers are the problem, that we're the problem. And she doesn't have any gifts in that movie, and nobody wants to see her. Nobody wants to see her in that movie. And so she goes on a quest because she notices that the magic is dying. Okay, the magic is dying in the house, and they're losing their gifts. They're losing their gifts. So she goes to a portal, and I didn't ever notice this the first time around. And so I went and I watched her go to the portal. I went to the portal. I didn't go to the portal. I watched her go to the portal, and she had to go through a portal of sand. So I immediately was thinking, oh, that might be like ancient Egypt, like some symbolism with ancient Egypt, because she had to go through sand to get to this portal. And it was Bruno's portal. And you never talk about Bruno, right? Because that's the song. You don't talk about Bruno. You don't talk about it. You don't talk about him. You don't talk about him. So I'm like, who is he symbolic of? Like, who is that? Like, what does Bruno symbolize in that film? Because there is something about that as well. He apparently could see the future and made some predictions, but I guess you can't talk about him. And so I was thinking that could also be another analogy for something else. So she goes through the sand. She goes through the portal. Sorry if I'm ruining it. You can click off if you want to watch it. And when she gets there, she freaking, I want to say she arrives she has to go up. She's outside. She has to go up a ladder. She has to go up a really, really tall ladder, or of stairs. She had to go up some stairs. And that sounds very similar to one of those secret societies, actually. It's something Grove. I'm not familiar with that one, but there's a really tall ladder in that one, and somebody just unveiled that. So it reminded me of that. So it could be symbolic of a secret society. So when she gets to the top of the freaking mountain that she has to get to, and she has to cross over she has to cross over a ravine. That could be like the Ark of the Covenant or the Holy Grail or something, right? That could be symbolic of something like that. She has to go over a ravine. So she gets over there, and then on the door is all triangles. It's all triangles, guys. It's all triangles. What group uses triangles? What group is that? The Illuminati? It's like all over that. It's like all over that in that movie. And I thought that was insane. I was like, oh my God. And in the middle of the door was one of those little time things with sand in it that you can flip, you flip over for your board games. It was like a time. It had a thing of time. That's like time travel. Time with the Illuminati symbol all around it. I was like, oh my God. So much stuff coming in movies, guys. So many things coming in. So, I was like, okay. Are we talking about something here? Are we talking about something about a portal with time travel? Now, Isabella's husband, he shapeshifts. Okay. I don't know if you guys have watched the movie. He shapeshifts. I'm like, they're showing people shapeshifting in the movie, which kind of feels a little bit like reptilian energy, right? Of shapeshifting and stuff. There's just a lot of like weird ass things. And I was just like, okay. All right. Everybody go watch this movie. Watch the movie, because there's some major symbolism there. Okay. I think a lot about what's going on right now. And I think that they had to almost like go back in time in some way for her to see what really happened in order to heal the future. So I think that might be like a main part of the messaging, is that we have to go back in time in some way. Is Bruno Scientology? Probably. I don't know. Yeah, so it was like really, really interesting stuff to just watch that today, but to just see things with a new lens, so to speak, of everything that is going on. And it just feels like things are catching such a momentum now that I just don't think it's going to go away. Like, I don't think it's going to go away, because it's just becoming more and more and more and more obvious, like over time. Like it's becoming so obvious. It's just becoming so obvious. So I want to go back to the obvious points. Okay. So I'll go back to a weird synchronicity in my life. So when I was in high school, I was obsessed with the movie, The Moulin Rouge. It came out and I was obsessed with it. I think I went to the theater 3 times to see that movie. Okay. Now was not spiritual. I did not have any inkling of any of this, but I was obsessed with that movie. And I have always been obsessed with that movie. And I eventually, later on, maybe 10 years later, accidentally ended up going on a trip to France that I wasn't supposed to go on. And I ended up going to Paris, and then I ended up going and checking out the Moulin Rouge. I didn't go to a show, but I was there. I was there right at the Moulin Rouge. And I was like, oh, this is just so epically weird, like that I ended up here, like accidentally. And so then I ended up, a lot of stuff happened with that job. And then I ended up somehow in LA, and I ended up in the shittiest neighborhood alive. And then I decided to start working on my second book at that point, and I looked out at my view, and it kind of reminded me of Paris a little bit. It had like these remnants of that energy, and so I started writing it, and it kind of became the LA version of the Moulin Rouge. You know, that was became, and the Moulin Rouge, the movie, talks about the Maharaj, and they created their own um spectacular. It's with Nicole Kidman. Okay, she stars in it, and Ewan McGregor. Am I saying his name correctly? And they are talking about, the whole play is about the Maharaj, like her being owned by the Maharaj, and does she choose love over money? And so my book was titled, I titled it The Penniless Guitar Player. Nobody knew what the hell that meant. Nobody knew. They were like, Amy, you should probably like not name the book that, and like, you should probably name it The Penniless Guitar Player. Because nobody will know what you're talking about, And anyways, so I didn't care, and I named it The Penniless Guitar Player because I felt like it was like this quest for me to find this penniless guitar player. Like I felt like this version of, that's what it felt like I was living my life as, and that was kind of how the story went. And so I was writing that book for a long ass time. Now I'm watching the tango dance today, okay, with Nicole Kidman and Ewan McGregor, and I'm watching the whole scene, which is one of my favorite scenes of the movie, is the tango. I think it's near the middle to the end of the movie, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh my god. This became my life. I feel like I'm owned by the Maharaj. Who is Nicole Kidman's ex-husband, guys? Who's Nicole Kidman's ex-husband? Tom Cruise. Who have I felt in my third eye for the last 3 years? Tom Cruise. Is that a fucking coincidence or what? I wrote a book, The Penniless Guitar Player, like how many years ago? I don't even know how many years. I didn't publish it until last year, but like, that might be their story, guys. That could potentially have been their love story, and we would never freaking know. No one would ever know. No one would ever freaking know. Except they reversed the characters and the roles, you know what I mean? But I was like, this is just so strange. And now I'm living that movie. Like, I am living the movie where I have like seen a check like with my name on it. I've seen a contract with my name on it linked to a very evil dictator, okay? And I feel like I'm living that movie right now. I'm living that story because I am now a person who is a victim, just like every other freaking person that we just had no idea was a victim of trafficking in some regard. Because in some facet or in some way, I think a lot of people are victims of trafficking. And it is just something that nobody wants to talk about, but how do we move forward? And I'm being reminded right now, and I don't know who's reminding me, okay? Because who knows? It could be something in the device. I don't know. But I am reminded of something. Who just came out with that trafficking movie about the guy, that hero, okay, who saved the boy who they named the golden egg, okay? I can't think of his name, but he's linked to a specific church. I know that. I also know that he went on camera and showed his face talking about somebody who was pretty important, in Mexico. And I thought that was weird that he wouldn't protect himself, because I've seen other shows, okay? And there's a man that is connected to these groups, and he hides himself all the time. He hides himself on camera. You don't know. He has a voice change. He has this, but that guy didn't hide himself. And that to me was the red flag, was that he didn't hide himself. If this was such a dangerous situation. And now there's a lot of reports and stuff coming out about that man, that is basically saying that, he has sexually assaulted women and things like that. So it's interesting because he's connected to the Mormon church as well. And I don't think that's a coincidence. And we are now seeing these technologies, okay, we have the Church of Spiritual Technology, which is Scientology, and I talked about that yesterday. And it's like we have all of these churches now coming in, you know, especially with Trumpism, we have all the evangelical churches coming through. And I have heard reports that the Mormon church is also engaging in this type of spiritual technology and control. I don't have any validation on that, but people have come forward and said that there are investigations into that and that is also going on. So is this something that is connected? Because I can't help but think Derek Huff, and I don't mean to out anyone here. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. These are just thoughts that go through my head. Okay, these are thoughts that go through Amy's head, and I can't help but just acknowledge these thoughts because I don't know if there's something to them or not. But Derek Huff and his sister went to London very early on in their life. Okay, and they were dancers, and I always thought that was weird that they were not around their family. And then there was also some stuff coming through around the father of the friend with Julianne, right? Who was also on Dancing with the Stars. And I could not understand how a mother would let their children go to London for that long of a time. Not one, but two children, okay, for that long of a period of time, doing and engaging in very sexy dancing. Okay, this is very sexy dancing. I never understood that. And that's something that always stood out to me about them. And I loved that show. Okay, I loved Dancing with the Stars. I watched it all the freaking time. And I remember just being curious and looking that up and just being like, oh, when did they start? Because they would always talk about their story and things like that. And I remember looking it up and just being like that. They were there a really long time, guys, like a really, really long time. And another odd thing that I'm going to say is that talking about my story and some weird synchronicities with my life, there was a contest. Okay, there was a contest in Manhattan by Virgin Atlantic. Okay, the planes. Okay, owner of Virgin, Richard. Okay, he owns just almost as much space stock as Elon. Okay, I didn't know this. I did not know this until recently. I had to look that up. I did not know that. Owner of Virgin. Okay, was looking for all the people born on leap year. Okay, there was a contest. I went in. My mom took me into Manhattan. I went in. I freaking won. I won the trip to London. Okay, that same night I went to Letterman. I went to the Letterman show. That's the Ed Sullivan Theater. That's a connection to my family. Okay, those theaters are connected to the trafficking. I am almost convinced of it. And then I was in London. And then I went to the Phantom of the Opera. The Phantom of the Opera is something that comes up over and over again for me, and I don't understand it. I don't freaking understand it. But it's just like very strange to me, that occurrence, because that whole thing just feels really weird to me, like right now. And then I'm just thinking about how they were in London. And I'm thinking about these people that I knew growing up and where I was and who I was surrounded by and the names of the people that I was surrounded by. And it's just like, you know, it's just you start to realize that maybe things are not an accident, you know, and that things have been planned in some weird way. There was like weird things, you know, like just weird things in my life that I can't freaking explain. Like there's just strange things. Like I worked in an architect firm in Manhattan. And even the brands and the people I was connected to there. Like, why did I work at that firm? Like, why that firm? Like, I can't like put my head around it. Like, I can't put my head around it. It just feels like I'm always around everything, but I'm never there. Like I'm always around it, but I'm not there. You know what I mean? It's like I cross paths with everything. Why did I live across the street from the OWN building when they moved right into West Hollywood? Why did I move there right when OWN moved in? Why? I was there the same freaking time. We moved in together. We moved in. I lived a block from OWN. Why? Why did that happen? I cannot understand. Like, I don't understand any of it. Like, there's some weird ass shit. Like, I cannot understand about my life right now. Like, I'm just like, I'm trying to play it back. I'm like, who did I know? Who visited me? What happened? Why was I there? Why? I worked on Brad Pitt's Make It Right project. I worked on his project. I did his project in freaking Louisiana. Why? Why did I do his project? Why? Why me? Why me? What is going on? There's something weird going on with me. I don't understand it. Can somebody let me know? Am I in a cult? I'm so confused about my life. I'm so confused. Am I in a cult? I just want to know who I am. Like, why am I here? Like, what did I do? Why am I around everything? I'm always around everything. Oh my God. I swear to God. It's so weird. It's so flipping weird. And then I was always on the West Coast too. When I worked on the East Coast, I was always on the West Coast. I was always in California. I flew to California like 3 fucking times, like 3 or 4 times. Like, why was I in California so much? I don't understand. It just didn't make any sense to me. Can somebody shine light on me? Why? Okay, anyway, so I will leave you guys there. I hope that some of that stuff stands out, resonates. I hope a lot of people take credit for all this information and use it on their channel to get millions of views. I hope that happens, because that's what I think always happens. I will probably only get 1,000 views on this video, and I have probably the most slamming content out there, but that is my life. Okay, so anyways, I will send you guys so much love and blessings. I went from having lives with thousands of viewers to freaking 60. Okay, 69. Thank you. Like, and now to 66. 69. There you go. Are these really my numbers? Who knows? Who the hell knows? Who knows? Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.